Hello, welcome to Lord Havoc's Marvel Champions stream extravaganza. Appreciate you joining me. I hope you had a good day wherever you are, or you're still having a good day, depending on when you're watching this. If you're watching this on YouTube, would be very appreciative if you could like and subscribe, or leave a comment. Leaving a comment is actually very helpful. So if you have a comment on whichever video it is that you're watching, I'd love to hear from you. I think that would be very cool to have your opinion on what it is that I do. If you're new to the show, this is Marvel Champions content focusing mainly on custom content. There's a large custom community out there making amazing stuff, inventive, creative people that are expanding the game Marvel Champions, the game that we all love, and I like to focus on that. There are plenty of other creators out there that focus on the actual official game. D20 Woodworking, of course, Nelson All Over Cards, Daring Lime, Villain Theory, such and such. Josh Smeg, of course, my partner in crime sometimes. He has his own channel where he focuses on the Hulk, his favourite character. So if official content is your bag, then they're the channels that I recommend that you go check out. But if you're interested in any way in custom content, then please stick around. I've got plenty of videos already up and plenty more to come. The custom community communicate with each other on a Discord channel called the Homebrew, Marvel Champions Homebrew community. And they have a process called sealing, where they nominate creations, custom heroes, custom villains that that community members have created, and they declare it good enough to be released. So if it was an actual official released FFG product, and they call that the community seal. They're at we're in cycle 4 at the moment, I think. Cycle 3? I think it's cycle 3. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, where it's there's been a whole bunch of them have been nominated. So what I do whenever there's nominations, I like to cover those particular creations and give my thoughts on them, because I will be voted on them. So everybody in the community votes on the creations that have been nominated, and then they get the ones that win the nominations get the seal. And even the ones that don't win, they at least get some really good feedback that they can use to then improve their product for the next round of nominations. So, yeah, I covered the last batch of nominations. It was well received, so I'm covering the next batch. For this particular episode, I am covering Polaris by JackHKP. I don't know if JackHKP has been on the show before, but I have seen their name around the community a few times. So I'm looking forward to this. Polaris has a kind of an Iceman-y sort of feel. Iceman's the latest official FFG hero to be released. And Polaris has a similar sort of mechanic. I will point out was before Iceman was released, so good work, Jack. Previous episode we looked at Supergirl by Beretta Beast, and the episode before that we looked at oh bloody hell, it's gone from my brain already. How disgraceful. What an absolute shambles. Moon Knight by McBobber. I had a lot of fun with those. Moon Knight had a very interesting mechanic with their identities and stuff. Very well done. And Supergirl was just a blast to play. She just kicked a lot of butt. It was great. Awesome fun. I'm very jealous because far superior to my own Supergirl. But, Beretta Beast knows what he's doing. That's you guaranteed a good time. I've got a new follower today. I'm not going to bother trying to act surprised because I know who it is. But I have a new follower called I Love Lord Havoc. It is indeed my beautiful wife. We were out and about, and we were talking about Twitch and how I only need, at least at that time, I only needed 10 more followers. I was at 40, and I needed 10 more to get affiliate. And once you become affiliate, that's when you unlock, subscriptions and stuff like that. People can subscribe to you and with their Prime sub and various other stuff and donations and super chats and all that sort of stuff, all the fun stuff that you normally expect to see in streams and stuff. So we're talking about that. And so without telling me, she created a Twitch account which she'll never use and and follow, which is lovely. She is lovely. So I love Lord Havoc. It's out of context, it sounds kind of creepy, but it's awesome. Also, I just want to throw a huge thanks to D20's lovely partner Novels. They stream together, and she has her own thing, her own blog, where she talks about novels and stuff. Hence her nickname. And they stream together sometimes on his channel, and it's just a delight watching them interact with each other and play games and stuff. It's just awesome, and she's very cool. She followed me 3 days ago. Never enough novels. So very, very cool. So thank you for that, Novels. I really appreciate it. So yeah, I have 42 followers. I need 8 more. 8 more. Really appreciate it. To get affiliate, that would be cool. But anyway, let's go into Polaris by JackHKP. So what I like to do at the start is go through the set, the actual hero set, a little bit. I won't go super in depth. I'll save that for the end when I give sort of my review. But to give you just a general idea of how they're meant to operate, at least how I think they're meant to operate, because I don't know, I have no idea. I learn as we go. So Lorna Dane is the alter ego mutant. Her action is to shuffle up to 2 magnetic cards from your discard pile into your deck. For each card shuffled this way, he'll deal 1 damage from Lorna Dane, limit once per round. Hand size is 6, hit points at 9. Her JackHKP, is it JackHKP? Or just HP? I'm just going to say Jack. So Jack described her as a glass cannon. In the early rounds, when you're trying to build up her board, she's susceptible to getting knocked out. But once she gets going, that's when she starts to unleash and stuff, which is pretty cool. Her hero side, 2-1-2. Awesome picture, love it. X-Men, electromagnetism. I don't know why she doesn't have X-Factor. She should have X-Factor as well. I can only assume she was created before X-Factor was a thing. Electromagnetism, manipulation. The daughter of Magneto, of course. The action, search the top 6 cards of your deck for up to 2 magnetic cards and add them to your hand. Shuffle your deck, live once per round. So, it's also important to note that her hand size is 4. I can only assume that's because you get to search the top 6 cards and add up to 2 cards to your hand, so you might get lucky and get 2. I don't like that. I don't like hand size of 4. I just don't like it. I don't think that's a good enough reason to reduce her hand size, but it is what it is. So both actions talk about magnetic cards. So this one shuffles 2 from your discard into your deck, and this one lets you search for 2. Which is pretty cool. Now you'll notice that her cards, most of them have the magnetic trait. The ones where it's appropriate to have the magnetic trait. I mean, obviously Havoc wouldn't, and that's because that's based on her ability, right? You have to try and get the magnetic cards. The ones that you're trying to get the most are these ones. So she has 4 of these ones called magnetized debris. And these act kind of like the frozen cards from Iceman, whatever they're called, Frostbite or whatever it's called. Attack, magnetic, superpower. Sorry. That was very strange. I don't know where my voice went. It was like I was a young teen all over again. My voice went mental. Deal 2 damage to an enemy if you overpay for this card with an electric resource, energy resource. This attack gains piercing and deals 1 additional damage. Bit of a grammar error there. If that enemy is defeated by this attack, shuffle this card into your deck. Otherwise, attach this card face down to that enemy. So if they don't die, then they are magnetized, or they've got like debris stuck in them, right? Sort of try and picture like the Flash, the alternate version of the Flash in the Flash movie. Bit stuck into you. Which then comes into play with other stuff. So her other abilities, like disarmament, for example. Choose to remove 2 threat from a scheme, or discard an attached copy of magnetized debris from an enemy. Discard an attachment with a text hero action or hero response from that enemy. Or Mistress of Magnetism, for example. An upgrade title, Polaris attacks gain ranged. Exhaust this card, generate an energy resource. You may discard X attached copies of magnetized debris from among enemies to generate X additional energy resources. And so on and so forth, right? So most of her cards play with these 4 cards. So you want to try and get these as often as possible. Now I do need to point out a negative here. Sorry, Jack, but this is not how numbering works. So the 4 magnetized debris cards have 7 to 10, because it's 1 to 15, right? So Havoc, for example, is 1, and then you go down to 15 and stuff. These say 7 to 10 under them. They shouldn't say that. It should be 7, 8, 9, 10. Same deal with this one. There's 2 of these. It says 5 to 6, 5 to 6. No, it should be 5 and 6. That needs to be fixed. Moving on. Another event, Force Field Exoskeleton. Discard X copies of the magnetized debris from remote enemies. Give X friendly characters a tough status card. Each chosen friendly characters gain the aerial trait to the end of the round. Okay. Electromagnetic Pulse. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. This attack gains overkill. 3 for 5. That's not good. You may discard X attached copies of magnetized debris from remote enemies. This attack deals 2x additional damage. Now that's good. If none were discarded this way, confuse an enemy. That's great. So it's gone from the first sentence, it's gone from meh to cool to holy crap, that's awesome. So pretty amazing. It's pretty. I need to also point out that it says from an enemy. It doesn't say from the same enemy. Yeah, this card, great. Expensive but cool. Wrapped in metal, attached to an enemy. Reduce the cost to play this card by 1 for each copy of magnetized debris attached to the target. Whether the attached enemy will activate, discard this card. Awesome. Love the thematics of this. I mean, she's wrapped them in metal. It's essentially a webbed up, a less powerful version of webbed up, but it becomes cheaper if they've already got metal on them, because you then use that metal to wrap them. It's great. Love the theme and the mechanics. Havoc, his power doesn't really make a lot of sense. After Havoc attacks, put each copy of magnetized debris in your discard pile on top of your deck. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. It's not related to Havoc in any way, shape, or form. It's purely designed to help Polaris. It's really strange. But still, 2 for 1, 2, 2 is pretty good. And always good to see Havoc, as my name implies. Hold it together, awesome picture. Remove 4 threat from a scheme. So 2 for 4, not bad. Pretty good. You may discard X attached copies of magnetized debris from on enemies to remove X additional threat from that scheme. Pretty good. Magnetic Levitation. Polaris gains aerial. And after you play a magnetized debris, exhaust this card, ready Polaris. Brilliant. Brilliant. If you don't get this in your opening hand, you should mulligan for this card. If you don't then get it from your mulligan, then you can have a cry. But this is awesome. This is the number 1 card that I'll be trying to get. Opposites Attract. This is a very interesting one. You may play this card for your discard pile during your turn, paying its resource cost if there are 2 or more enemies with a copy of magnetized debris attached to them. Hero action. Deal 2 damage to each enemy with a copy of magnetized debris attached to them and stun them. Discard 1 copy of the magnetized debris from each enemy. Pretty interesting. A lot of text. That's an interesting ability. There's Malice in the background there. Look at that. Malice being all Malicey. And Boneyard location. After an attached copy of magnetized debris is discarded, place 1 magnet counter here. When an X-Men character would take any amount of damage from an attack, remove X magnet counters from here. Prevent X of that damage. I don't know why it's specifically an X-Men character. I can only assume the Boneyard's related to Genosha in some way, maybe? Like that sort of storyline. I haven't read a lot of recent X-Men comics because this whole they're now practically immortal type thing. I get it. I get the meta aspect of it all, but it's, I don't know. Jean and Wolverine and Cyclops living in a 3-way it's just like a polyamorous relationship. It's very strange. It's not for me. I'm not really doing it. I'm not digging it. Anyway, back to the character. So very cool. I love the interaction. Every card does something relevant to these cards, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty hard to do. So yeah, very eager to see this go. So I'm playing a leadership deck. It's mainly X-Men focused, but not totally X-Men. I don't have Uncanny X-Men in it because not all of my allies are X-Men, and I couldn't be bothered putting in honorary X-Men to make them X-Men. So it's not necessarily a Voltron deck, but it is allies with upgrades. So we'll see how it go. It's not the greatest deck I've ever made, I'm going to be honest with you. But, we'll give it a shot. Yeah, the villain, I was originally going to go Claw, which is my sort of go-to for when I'm testing decks. But I thought I'd be a little bit more thematic and try an X-Men related one. So I randomized the X-Men, like the villains that come from the X-Men waves, and I got the Sentinels. So I'm cool with that. If it had been Magneto, that would have been incredibly thematic, but then incredibly hard. Magneto is a pain in the butt. So yeah, so let's chuck in her obligation, and also if it was Magneto, I then wouldn't be able to use her Nemesis, so that would be disappointing. So they're all set up, ready to go. So I just had to delete a spam comment. So yeah, so they're all set up, ready to go. So Operation Zero Tolerance is in. It has permanent. After an enemy attacks and defeats an ally, place the ally face down here. If there are X face down cards under this scheme, the players lose the game. X is 3 more than the number of players. I don't necessarily need to remove the threat from here because it's got permanent anyway, so I can't really get rid of it. So I can't get 4 cards under here. If I get 4 under here, I'm in trouble. Mutants at the Mall. When defeated, the first player searches the encounter deck for a discard pile for a Sentinel minion and reveals it, and then you flip the card and you put Jubilee into play. So you get Jubes as a ally, which is pretty sweet. She doesn't... what does she do? She does not count towards your ally limit, and you exhaust her to deal damage and stuff, which is pretty sweet. And abduction protocols. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme takes 1 random set-aside captive ally and puts them to play under your control. So you get another one, which is pretty sweet. They're just here. And that's like, it's the New Mutants. So Sunspot and Cannonball and Wolfsbane and stuff like that. And I think Mirage. So, yeah. We're good to go. After 3 is placed here, if there's at least 5 per person threat, the first player places the top card of their deck face down under Operation Zero Tolerance, then remove 5 threat from the scheme. So you don't want that to build up too much, because remember, if I get 4, I'm in trouble. And the main villain is a Sentinel. Comes with toughness. When revealed, you're going to be... the abduction protocol side scheme put in there. So 2/2 comes in with tough. 16. Let's go. I'm not expecting to win. Gotta be honest, but I do want to get a good gaming, at least a fun game. We'll see how it goes. So, like I said, I did not get the card that I wanted in my opening hand. So I'm going to get rid of this one, this one, this one, and this one. And even Havoc. I'm going to keep my thwart card because I need to do some thwarting. So, yeah, not a good opening hand, I've got to say. So I'm going to mulligan 5 cards and get the other hold together. Now, that's interesting. Although I did get Death Focus, that's handy. So, Beak. After you play Beak from your hand, remove 1 threat from the scheme for each X-Men ally you control. So, there'll just be the 1. So, not great. Just Galleon gets me some more allies, and Miles. He's not an X-Men ally, but he's the greatest ally in the game. Yeah, that's not good. So, let's see if I can get Jubes. Yeah. I can't afford Miles. So Scallion is going to give me Death Focus. Spider-Man and I can't play it. No, I want to keep those. Let's put Spider-Man back in my hand. Alright, I'm going to use Lorna's ability to put this and this back into my deck and shuffle. They're not the 2 that you would want, but still it's 2 magnetic cards, so that's fine. Yeah, she didn't have to heal anything, so that's fine. So then I'll flip to Polaris. I'll search the top 6 cards for deck for 2 magnetic cards. None. Oh my god. See what I'm saying? That sucks. That absolutely sucks. I don't lose them, which is good. But I don't get any free cards either. Limit once per round. That really sucked. Okay, Miles and Beak will pay for... Actually, no. Miles and Death Focus will pay for one of the Hold It Togethers. Remove 4 threat from our scheme. 1, 2, 3, 4. When defeated, the first player searches the encounter deck as a card pile for a Sentinel and reveals it. So I get to search for one. So I get to choose which one I get. So let's have a look. What are my choices here? Sentinel Mark II. Sentinel Mark 5. Sentinel Mark 3. Sentinel Mark... Is it different? Sentinel Mark 2? 4. 5, 4, 5. 6. Alright. So here's my Sentinel choices. Oh, I had him twice. Okay, so I don't want quick strike. Does it say put them in when they reveal them? Best player search can attack its card for a set of card and reveals it. Okay, well I don't want this one because when reveal says that it gains surge. I don't want that. This guy comes in with... Oh, it's the same guy. Okay. This guy comes in with toughness and then when revealed, searching card deck this card file energy barrier, attach it to this minion? No. This guy comes in with 2/2 guard patrol. This guy comes in with boost. Alright, so it's obviously Mark 4 wins it. Alright, and let's grab Jubes. Put her into play. Put this guy in play engaged with me. Okay, while this means engaged, you cannot thwart the main scheme. Okay, so I can still thwart other schemes. So I will. Hold it together will remove 4. So I might just keep hold of that, actually. Exhaust Jubilee and spend 1 energy resource, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Alright, so Beak will be sacrificed to exhaust Tubes and deal 2 damage to an enemy. And Polaris will take off. Polaris will do another point of damage, so that's 3 in total. I don't know if that's right. Okay. Ready and get for 3 cards because I've got 1 in my hand. Okay, there's a magnetized debris. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Alright, threat goes on to here. Just moving that down so it's easier to see. Okay. After 3 is placed here, if there's at least 3/5. No, I haven't got that. Okay, so this guy's got toughness. Okay, alright. I think we're doing alright. So he will attack. I will defend. So 2 plus 2. Take 2. This guy will attack for 2. Then you get an encounter card. When revealed, if targeted for elimination is attached to your identity, Sentinel mark V attacks you. Otherwise, searching card deck in this card pile 4, targeted for elimination attachment, and reveal it. Attached to your identity. Okay. While you engage with sensible menu, you cannot change from hero form to alter ego form. Right, yeah. My turn. Okay, I'm going to magnetize debris. I'm going to magnetize debris this guy, which will kill him. I didn't overpay, which I don't need to worry about. Just deals 2 damage to an enemy. Enemy is defeated. Shuffle this card into your deck. Okay, he gets defeated. Okay. I use Polaris' ability. Okay, I'm going to put 2 magnetic cards. Yes. And yes. So I put those 2 in my hand. These will get shuffled back in. Let's use magnetized debris on this guy. Does 2 damage. Otherwise, attach this face down to that enemy. Okay. I don't know why it's face down. Why face down? It's gonna leave it face up. Okay. I don't want to lose team training, but I want triage and I want magnetic levitation. Actually, you know what? I should hold off on this. Let's take this back a second. Because if I use triage and team... If I use triage and def focus to play magnetic levitation and then use this on him, I can then exhaust this to ready Polaris. Right. I can then exhaust Polaris to get rid of targeted for elimination. And then I'm just going to flip. When I flip, I can shuffle 2 magnetic cards from your discard pile. 1. Okay. Well, at least 1 goes back in there. And then Jubilee can just kick back for a second. Excuse me. Oh, bloody hell. And then I get 4 cards. Okay, alright. So, we get 1 on here. I don't have 5 yet. He activates and schemes. So he schemes for 2 on 2, which will trigger that. And then if target is touched with deal this card to player. That's not. So this triggers. Oh, it's after threat is placed here. Oh yeah, after threat is placed here. There's at least 5. It is. First player places the top card of their deck face down under Operation Zero Tolerance. Okay. Face down under Operation Zero Tolerance. Then remove 5 threat from this game. Cool. Okay, then this guy will scheme for 1. And then we get an encounter card. And it is attached to the villain. Gauntlet Beam. Those attacks against piercing and ranged. Okay. It sucks, but it could have been worse. Alright, I will rack 1, 2, and then flip, and then use her ability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, they're both magnet counters, so they come to my hand. Okay, alright, I got a bit to play with here. What can we do? What can we do here? Now, I don't have a Thinno card to ready her, which is a real shame. What does disarmament do? Renew 2 threat from a scheme. Discard attached copy for an enemy. I don't have anything attached to an enemy. Electromagnetic pulse. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. Start gains overkill. You may discard. Deal 5 damage. Oh, I do have 1 attached to an enemy. I do have 1 attached to an enemy. Oh, but he hasn't got any of those attachment things, so I don't really care about that. So this one's remove 4 threat from a scheme. You can discard more. You know what? I'm just going to Genius to hold it together. Remove 4 threat from a scheme. I could remove Magnetized thing to do more, but I don't need to, so I'm just going to get rid of this. When defeated, oh, it's a victory card, sweet. When defeated, the player says 1 set aside captive. Alright. Grab a captive. So I get Wolf's Bane. That's pretty cool. Okay, what does Young Rain do? Wolf's Bane's attacks against piercing. Okie dokie. Alright. Now, Pixie says, put an ally from your discard pile to your hand. So, Havoc, Beak, or Triage. I think Triage is the go, since she will heal me. Oh, I need to actually play her first. After you play Fixie from your hand, add an X-Men ally from your discard pile to your hand. Okay, I need to play her first. So, Ronin and First Aid. We'll pay for Pixie. And then Triage comes into my hand. think I need to pulse. If I pulse, I can deal 5 damage to an enemy. This attack gains overkill. You may discard X attached copies of magnetized debris from among enemies. This attack deals 2x additional damage. So it would be 2 additional damage. Because the X equals 1. 2 ones are 2. So I'll be doing 7 points of damage. 7 points of damage. I think it's worth it. I really do think it's worth it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is Wolfsbane is going to hit him and knock his tough off. And deal 2 points of damage. She has piercing. And then Death Focus and Disarmament and Triage will pay for Electromagnetic Pulse. I'll discard this. You may discard X attached copies. So 1 attached copy. This attack gains 2 times 1 is 2 additional damage. So I'm doing 7 points of damage. So 7 points of damage to this guy. And he only has 3 health left. So I'm doing 4. So I'm killing him. So he dies. And I do 4 to him. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good trade. And then Pixie's just going to defend. I'm going to leave her around to defend. I can't swap back to Lorna. So I'm just going to stay as is. And get 3 cards. Okay. Right. Okay. 1. Excuse. He attacks. Pixie will defend. He hits for 4. 5. So it has +1 on it. Pixie 100% dead. Get an encounter card. Toughness. Okay. My turn. Let's use Lorna's ability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, there's only 1, so I get it. And these all go back. Shuffled in. It is a magnetized debris, which is pretty handy. Because that's pretty handy because Wolfsbane is going to hit him with piercing, so it doesn't care about. Oh wait, there's a when revealed effect. Searching candidates this card pile for energy barrier attachment. Attach it to this minion. Damn. Energy barrier. Energy barrier. What does that do? Give it a tough status card. Well, there's no point. It's already got a tough status card. Attach to a stencil minion without energy barrier attached and give it to a tough status card. Otherwise, this card gains surge. Oh, man. Okay, shuffle and then surge. Self-repair. When revealed, discard each status card from the villain. Give the villain a tough status card and heal 5 damage from it. Oh, come on. No. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's ridiculous. Okay, alright. That's alright. It's fine. It's fine. Wolfsbane will take off his tough and deal 2 points of damage. And take 1 consequential. That's just brutal. Absolutely brutal. Anyway, I'm going to kill him anyway. Magnetized debris will kill him. And get shuffled back in. So he's dead. So much for you and your energy barrier. Sentinel Mark III. Screw you, hippie. Alright. So, that's taken care of. Let's deal with... Force field will give me endurance. I desperately need hit points. Which means I can't afford either of those two. Lorna will thwart for 2. There we go. We'll do that. We'll do that. Ready? Should I flip? You know what? I am going to flip. I'm going to flip. Shuffle 2 magnetic cards. Not you. I don't care about you. You are definitely going back. Magnetic debris, you're going back too. Shuffle them back in. Alright. Flip and then ready. Hand size is now 6, so I get another 4. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the flipping, but she definitely needs it. She needs to flip back and forth as often as possible. Yeah. This is working. This is working. That was incredibly frustrating, but that's alright. We can work through that. Threat goes on there. I don't have 5, so that's fine. I'm just going to move these over here because they're confusing me with the ones that are over here. He schemes for 3. 1, 2, 3. It's risky, but as long as if he's on 0, it's safe. It's pretty safe. Counter card. Hello, give me a counter card. Relentless robots. 1, 2, 3. Sentinels were constructed solely for hunting mutants. They do not tire. They do not stop until they capture their target. Thanks for that Terminator reference. Each player engaged with a Sentinel minion cannot thwart this scheme. Okay, no worries. Alright, my turn. Let's use her ability again. I mean, why the hell not, right? So possibly you, possibly you. Nope, you're not a magnetic card. You. Alright, okay, so definitely you and you. Not worried about you. Okay. Alright, let's flip and then use her top 6 cards ability. Ooh. Spoiled for choice, this one. Electromagnetic pulse is good. So I'm definitely getting 1 magnetic debris at the very least. I think I want pulse. I'm just going to smack this guy in the face. Something tells me I should have grabbed another debris. But the thought of being able to slap more damage on him really appeals to me. So I'll shuffle those back in. Alright, we've got options here. First things first, I'm going to knock this tough off. So tough, 2 damage, Wolfsbane goes. Oh wait. Wait. No. Before I do that. Let's put team training in so that she actually survives one more round. Wolfsbane sticks with me one more round. Okay. Hell, you know what? Let's just hold off for a second. So I didn't knock that tough off yet. Let's use... Let's use Suit Up to pay for Danger Room training. And say she did an extra point of damage. And she has an extra point now. Alright. Wolfsbane kicking butt. As she should. Alright, so now let's magnetic debris. So it deals 2 points of damage. Could have spent an energy resource to do piercing in the but then I'd lose this, which is what I want to I want to smack him down with this. Alright, so it takes 2 points of damage, and then everything else stays on there. He now has that on there. Now I'm going to Def Focus, Maria Hill, Sidearm. Oh wait, before I do that, I'm going to Thwart for 2. Because then playing the magnetic thing means that this readies me. And then I'm going to Thwart for 2 again. Actually... yeah, 2. And then Thwart 2 off this. Actually, I'm just going to do the whole thing off that. Alright. So, now, yeah, so Def Focus, Maria Hill, Sidearm pays for Electromagnetic Pulse. I'm going to deal 5 damage, discard Magnetic Debris to do 7 points of damage. So 7 points of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Lorna, we can do it. We can do it. Boom. Refresh. 4 cards. Oh. We've got this. We have got this, Lorna. Don't you worry. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing this. Excuse. It may have been silly to have done the two lots of thwarting to get rid of this. I just didn't want another hazard card. Because this is going to trigger now. There's not much I can do about that. So that triggers. We get the top card of the deck is put to here. Oh, there should be another card. Because he attacked and defeated... he killed Pixie. So there should actually be 3 cards here. And then that goes back to 0. So I'm actually 1 card off from losing. Oh! Now I'm not as confident as I was a second ago. Oh, can't have any more blocking chump blockers. Alright. He attacks. And I'm going to defend. 2, 3, 4. And exhaust my identity. It's already exhausted. So 4 minus 2 is 2. Yeah, no more chump blocking for you. She hasn't got any defense cards. That's what I've noticed. She needs a defense card. You know, like metal wall or something, like she uses one of her magnetized debris cards and stops damage. Like shifts the metal in front of her so that it blocks some of the attack. She definitely needs something like that. Bad. Encounter card. Salt, the villain attacks you. Well, that's it. I think that's pretty much it. 2, 3, and a boost effect. Attach this card to the villain. Gains retaliate 1. That's unfortunate. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's not good. My confidence is completely gone now. My turn. Yeah. I'm not feeling good about this. Fist, fist, fist. And mental. Inspired and hold it together will pay for Mistress of Magnetism. Wolfsbane will hit him for 3. She takes 1 retaliate damage and then consequential, which will be enough to knock her out. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so she gets knocked out. Thank you, Wolfsbane. You kicked butt. He advances to the next stage. I don't know where that went down there. Abduction protocols. Steady and toughness. Okay. And he's back up to 18 hit points. Retaliates on an attack, so therefore he doesn't get the extra card from that thing. I will magnetize debris him, which just knocks off the tough. It still sits on him. So he now has a magnetized debris. I don't get retaliate, even though that's an attack card, because I now have ranged. Oh, I can exhaust this card to generate an energy resource. That means that actually has... If you overpay this card with an energy resource, this case piercing deals 1 additional damage. So it actually does do the damage. 1, 2, 3, because it pierces right through his tough. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. And because I played that card, I get to ready. So, I will thwart for 2. And flip. Wait, did I miss her 6 cards trigger? I didn't do her 6 cards thing. I'm sure I didn't do her 6 cards thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to grab these 2. Shuffle these back in. Now I can either magnetize debris or I can remove 2 threat from a scheme. And Oh. Def Focus is going to pay for disarmament, and I'm going to choose the option to discard an attached copy of magnetized debris from the villain, and discard an attachment with the text hero action or hero response. I'm going to get rid of this one. Get rid of his retaliate. And then I'm going to just send this other magnetized debris, do 2 points of damage. Okay. I can't ready again because you have to exhaust this in order for it to happen. Yeah, right. Okay, then I'm going to flip, and then I'm going to use her ability to shuffle 2 magnetic cards. You and you. And then I'm going to ready, and I'm going to get 6 cards. Okay, I'm back to feeling good about this. 1. He schemes. 2. And put into play. Sentinel Mark 4 into play. Guard and Patrol. Get an encounter card. Now, as long as he doesn't scheme, we're all good. When revealed. Target of elimination. Attached to identity attacks. Otherwise, searched for discard of this. Counter deck and discard pile. Well, we know one's in here, so we'll just search in here. Okay. Alright. My turn. I'm going to use her ability. Put these 2 in. Shuffle. I'm going to wreck. Then I'm going to flip. Then I'm going to use her ability. I'm going to grab you and you. Put these 4 back in. Okay. I'm going to put magnetized debris on him. Does 2. And then I'm going to put another magnetized debris on him. Does another 2. And then I'm going to pay. Then I'm going to use. I'm going to play Wrapped in Metal, which is free. On him. At least one of those readied her. So she's now ready. Can I have done that? I'm going to say reinforced suit and Jubes did 2 points of damage to this guy. And I'm going to say one of these magnetized things actually went on him instead, so that he dies. So this gets shuffled back in, and he dies. And then did these, and Def Focus paid the last one on that wrapped in metal. Because these are technically attacks, and you can't attack with guards. I don't think I could have done, so I had to get rid of him first in order to do this. So it still all works out, I just had to do it in a different order. Alright, so either way she's still ready. So I'm going to thwart the last two from here. So that I get a captive ally. Who is Boom Boom. Okay. Disarmament and danger room training is going to pay for hold it together, which will remove this 4 threat or this 3 threat. Boom Boom will attack for 1 and put a bomb counter on him. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Got this can generate energy resources. I still can't afford electromagnetic pulse anyway. I don't know if I've done this right. Alright, let's see what happens. Ready? Get 3 cards. Okay. Threat. He goes to attack but cannot. Wait, when does her charge go off? At the end of the player phase. Okay, it's the end of the player phase. So all bomb counters in play deal 2 damage to each area for each bomb counter moved this way. Okay, so he takes 2 damage. He loses his bomb counter. He goes to attack. He cannot. Discard this instead. Okay. This guy attacks. I'm going to defend. I take 1 point of damage. I get an encounter card. attached to your identity. Oh, if it's not attached to you. Otherwise, this card gains surge. Okay. Alright, let's read that. When revealed, the villain in each minion engaged with you attacks you. Oh, no! Oh, no! I just lost. Oh, come on. So close. Oh, God. Boomkun could defend, but as soon as she dies, I get a card on here. As soon as he attacks, I die. If it was just the villain, I could possibly survive, but the villain in each minion? That's too much. So close. I was gonna electromagnetic pulse next turn. Bang. For victory. That's unbelievable. Excuse me. I have to take a drink. Well, I did say at the start I wasn't expecting to win. To be fair. Oh man, what a crappy way to go out. Oh man, the irony. If I hadn't defended, I could actually have possibly still won, depending on what the boost card was. Oh man. I'm so disappointed. I was so close. If it wasn't so close, it wouldn't be that bad. Oh. Anyway. It is what it is. I lost. Let's grab these. Let's do some final thoughts. Let's get Boom Boom back over there. Let's grab Wolfsbane out of here. She is. Spain. These three. Let's grab my Polaris cards. Grab this one. Past. Just tidy these up a bit. At the all. I don't know why it throws them in the trash. When it advances to the next stage, it throws them in the trash. It's odd. It's very strange. Sentinel. Bloody Genup. Screw you, Genup. Screw you. Alright. Let's grab her cards and let's go through them. Magnetized. Force field. Okay, so that appears to be all of them. Magnetize, 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 magnetized. Cool. All right, so let's get the sheet up, and we'll go through. So the seal is based on 6 categories: aesthetics, theme, materials, mechanics, balance, fun factor. So we'll go through them as is, right? So aesthetics, yeah, it looks great. I mean, her colors are green, various greens and yellows. I mean, what more can you do, right? I think these have done. I think Jack's done a good job here with the, sort of making the colors blend. And not be boring. Like they look pretty cool. The picture for her hero side is awesome. The alter ego side is okay. Yeah, love the hero side though. Some of the actual card images are a bit, I don't know. Magnetized debris, I'm not too. It's just very busy. Not too sure what's going on there. Havoc looks cool. This one, yeah, it's okay. This one's great. Love it. This one's awesome. That's just epic. Love it. Yep, it's fine. Very cool. Like that. Opposites attracts one. There must be a better picture for electromagnetic pulse. This one, she's got a derpy look on her face. Yeah, not a big fan of that one. Mistress of Magnetism, yep, sure, awesome. Magnetic Debilitation, great. I would have sort of tightened it in a little bit to sort of see a little bit more of the other people around her, but still looks great. And Boneyard, I have no idea what Boneyard is or what it does or what the deal is, so I can only assume that's great. I'll give it a pass based on just on that alone. So yeah, aesthetic wise, I think it's a good job. Theme, yeah, nails it in my opinion. The magnetized debris aspect of it. Grabbing the metal and pulling it around and like throwing it at stuff and then using that for the other cards that is sort of based on whatever it is that you're trying to do, wrapped in metal, for example. Disarmament, perfect. Opposites attract. I never used it, but I mean it makes sense. That sort of stuff, yeah, great. Theme wise, I think she works really, really well. She's not as powerful as her father, and that makes sense, right? It makes sense there. She's not as powerful as Magneto, the scenario at the very least, and she's not as powerful as what I can only assume the Magneto hero would be whenever he actually gets done. But she's still pretty bloody powerful. Yeah, I think it works. I think it works really well. Materials, yeah. So materials means any extra sort of things that come with her and stuff. So she has her HP dial comes with her as well. So fine. It would. What else does it usually mean? It means if they've got like special tokens and stuff. She doesn't have any of those, so that's fine. Yeah, can't think of anything else that it could possibly be. So, yeah, cool. Mechanics, yeah. So this I think is where it really shines. The magnetized debris and where everything sort of ties into it. It's really hard to do that. Have all the cards do stuff based on your gimmick, right? I mean, that's essentially what it is. It's the gimmick of the hero, and just making sure that they all connect together and make sense. It's hard, right? And I think this pulls it off. There are some things that I think don't quite work as well as others. The aforementioned opposites attract, for example. There's a lot going on there for no real gain. You know what I mean? Like I never really saw myself ever really using it. I just didn't really see any point that I would ever use it. So that's probably my least favorite card. The Force Field Exoskeleton is, I can only assume, is the defense card that I complained about before. So I said I think one major weakness of this card is that it doesn't have a proper defense card. You know, a la backflip and stuff. You can't all be as great as backflip, but you know, similar sort of things to that sort of thing, right? You know, reduce damage, prevent damage, whatever the case may be. Bump your defense stat up, whatever. Almost every hero has one, and the fact that this doesn't is quite telling, I think. And I think it would be pretty easy to do so. I mean, like I said, I would have a card that played into the magnetized debris gimmick, and had, you know, if there's one in play attached to something, you can take it off that enemy to prevent, you know, 2 points damage. You know, nothing crazy. I mean, it's already out there. So yeah, so for every magnetized debris card that you discard, prevent 2 points of damage. Done. Easy. So something like that. Because Force Field Exoskeleton, it discard X attached copies of magnetized debris from one enemies. Give X friendly characters a tough status card, and then each chosen friendly characters gains aerial. Gaining aerial, who cares? Seriously, it really doesn't mean anything. Her grabbing aerial, getting aerial, you can play into that with your deck building, right? But there are other characters getting it, like there are other friendly characters. I don't see the point to it, really. I really shouldn't say who cares. That's quite negative. I didn't mean it. That sounded really horrible. I really apologize. No, what I mean is it's not very effective. It's not very helpful that your other friendly characters get it. I would get rid of that completely. So the fact that you give a whole bunch of characters tough status cards for a 1 cost card is pretty good. And what I think is meant to be the defensive card, but it's a proactive defensive card, which is hard to use. It's a hero action, right? So you can't use it as a response or as an interrupt. And that's really what it needs. Like I said, my aforementioned card where you remove the magnetic by debris, you prevent 2 points of damage. That would make more sense as a defensive type card. I would get rid of. I would change Opposites Attract and Force Field Exoskeleton to that. Force Field Exoskeleton doesn't need the aerial trait, and Opposites Attract, I just don't see it ever really being used. So I would, at least one of those would become the defense card that I created, that I suggested. Sorry. The other parts of the mechanics, though, I think are awesome. The way that her magnetized debris ties into her ability, is just really is great. It's just really, really awesome. It's her AE side, you shuffle the 2 in. Her hero side, you search for and can grab another 2. I still don't think it makes up for the hand size being 4. Sorry, I still would say it should be 5. She's a very smart cookie, young Polaris, and hand size is also indicative of your intelligence, your ability to think in combat. There's just no logical reason for why she should be 4. It just doesn't make any sense. Thoughts too. She's smart. And the fact that you could possibly get 2 more is not enough to offset that. It was great when it did, but I don't think it's that powerful an ability that's enough to offset the fact that you have a penalty But that's just my opinion. Just my opinion. So it's, but the way the powers work, though, I think is magnificent. Absolutely love it, and the way that they tie into magnetized debris is really, really cool. Part of me wishes there was possibly more magnetized debris, but no. 4 is plenty. 4 is the magic number. That's just me as a player thinking, gee, it'd be awesome if I had 2 more of these things. No, don't do that. That would make her OP. So yeah, so having 4 is great. So and then having them all sort of tie into that. Again, Havoc's ability doesn't really make a lot of sense, but based on Havoc himself. But it ties into the MacGuffin, the mechanic, right? It all makes sense. Love it. Best card in the deck. Brilliant. Probably the second best. Possibly the third best. So I'm probably like that. And of course, Electromagnetic Pulse was awesome. 3 for 5 with Overkill is already great, and then just gets better and better and better as you keep reading. So that was great. Yeah, I'd probably put them in. There you go. That's my order of awesomeness. Those 4. Yeah, so mechanics wise, very, very cool. Oh, I forgot something back in aesthetics wise. Yeah, I just need to point this out again. This is not how the numbering works. This is very confusing and bad. I don't like it at all. They need to have their own individual numbers. So 7, 8, 9, 10. Moving on. Balance. Yeah, I think she's very balanced. Yeah, I think there's nothing that's OP. There's a couple of underwhelming cards, but not horrible. There's nothing in here that's horrible, dead weight or anything like that. It's just like, what is this about? And there's nothing in here that's like super OP either. This is probably the closest that it comes, Electromagnetic Pulse, and even that's not the. I mean, it costs 3. When you have a hand size of 4, and you have a 3 cost card, if you don't have Def Pulse, Def, whatever it's called, Focus, you're going to be in a bit of trouble, right? This is probably as close as it comes, but even then, no. I think this is very well done. It's, in terms of balance, very well done. A 2 cost signature ally, great. Fun factor, yeah, lots of fun. I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I was a bit worried when I first started. I've mentioned before on the show that I'm not a big fan of complicated heroes because I can't be bothered thinking too hard about these things. I just want them all to sort of work without having to sort of overthink it. But it's this 100%. Lots of fun. I really enjoyed it. I was quite upset. I went into it. I'm not going to win this. I'm not going to win it because it's a brand new hero. I've got to concentrate. I've never played her before. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to really be able to concentrate on the scenario and stuff. And then came that close to victory. Was a lot of fun. I think the way that her cards work, it's not overcomplicated. It all makes perfect sense. And I had fun playing her. I didn't have to think too hard. She was great. I enjoyed her a lot. I just think she just needs just a couple of tweaks. And I think she'd be perfect. She'd definitely be worthy of a seal. Right now, not quite, but almost. But definitely fun. So that's it. Polaris. That's my take on that. Jack, it is HKP. JackHKP. Good work, sir. I applaud you. Well done. My next episode will most likely be... I've got 3 lined up. Spider-Man, Noir, Punisher, and Deku are the next batch that are lined up. And I might grab Yoshi at some point. We'll see how we go. I don't know anything about Deku in any way. I know that he's a My Hero Academia character, so I still haven't done any research on that. I've never seen the show or read the book or whatever. It's a bit hard to talk about theme if you don't actually know what the hell is going on, but I'll still be allowed to able to talk about mechanics and stuff. And Spider-Man Noir and Punisher, yeah, looking forward to those. Looking forward to those ones. So it'll be one of those three. But anyway, that's it for that. Thank you very much for watching. As I said at the start, if you could hit like, subscribe, especially if you're on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, please throw me a follow. I really, really, really would. I'm begging. If you could throw me a follow on Twitch, that would be awesome. Yeah, get me up to that 50. That magical 50 would be great. If you watch it on YouTube, though, I'd love a comment. If you could throw a comment on there, it'd be great. Just even if it's just to say hi. I mean, introduce yourself. That'd be awesome. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any commentary on my commentary, would be great. Any feedback, anything you want me to mix up, that'd be awesome. Is there a specific custom hero you'd like me to give a go? Happy to do it. Add them to the queue. That'd be cool. Cool. All right. As always, look after yourself. Look after the people you love. Stay safe and catch you on the next episode. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.